Imagine spending over 10 years of your life making huge personal sacrifices and pouring all your effort into a single project. That's what a small team of 2 people did to create a game called Planet Centauri. Planet Centauri is a 2D sandbox game, a lot like popular games such as Terraria or Starbound. The team, working under the studio name Permadeath, started this project over a decade ago. They made financial sacrifices such as selling vehicles and sharing apartments to keep the project alive. They created thousands of unique pixel art items and even built their own custom engine from scratch just to make sure the game would run smoothly on older, cheaper computers. All their hard work was building towards one big moment: the full release on Steam. The game had already sold over 103,000 copies in early access, and even more importantly, it had a huge following of over 138,000 people who had added it to their wishlists. For a game launch on Steam, these wishlists are like gold. They're a sign of massive interest and a key to getting a big boost in sales and visibility. It lets Steam know that there is demand for this game, so the team expected a major success. But what happened next was a disaster. The full game was released on December 12th, 2024. For a game with over 138,000 wishlists, you'd expect a ton of sales in the first few days. But the results were terrible. In the first 5 days, only 581 copies were sold. The game was nowhere to be found on Steam's new and trending lists. It was, in the developer's own words, a total flop. The lack of money meant the team couldn't afford to keep working on the game. They had to give up on their dream and move on to a new project. The developers were completely lost. They started to question everything. They wondered if they had simply made a bad game. They even admitted that they had tried to put too much into it, which caused a lot of technical problems. They spent 80% of their time just fixing bugs in their custom-built engine. They said that if they could go back in time, they would never create Planet Centauri. But even with these mistakes, they knew something else felt wrong. Their game had proven it could sell. During a Steam event called the Creature Collector Fest in May 2025, the game sold 4,445 copies in just 1 week. That's 9 times more than its launch week sales, bringing in $36,500. This proved that people were interested in their game as long as they could find it. 9 months passed since the release of the game, and the team was working on their new project, having given up hope on Planet Centauri. Then, in September 2025, they got an email from Valve. The email from Valve revealed the shocking truth. There had been a bug in Steam's system. This bug prevented the automatic emails that tell people a wishlisted game is now available from being sent out. The bug was incredibly rare, affecting fewer than 100 games out of the over 100,000 on the platform. The developer put it best, saying it was like winning the lottery, except awful. The email from Valve stated, "We found a bug that impacted a very small number of game releases, less than 100 since 2015, where wishlist email notifications for the launch of a game were not sent. Unfortunately, your game, Planet Centauri, was among those included." One of the keys to a successful Steam launch is visibility, and a big part of that is those wishlist emails. For Planet Centauri, none of those 138,000 people who wanted to know when the game was out got that email. As a result, the game was left completely invisible in the most important hours after release. This one technical glitch had completely ruined the game's launch, and with it, a decade's worth of work. As a way to apologize, Valve offered the team a daily deal slot, which is a big promotion on the front page of Steam that lasts for 24 hours. The developers weren't sure if this was enough to make up for all the lost sales and momentum, but they consulted with other developers who told them that daily deals can boost sales by 10 times or more. The developers eventually accepted the offer. The lead developer, Laurent, shared his emotional state, saying, "I don't even have the strength to be angry. We've been so frustrated, disgusted, and in total confusion. This was my way of expressing my anger, I guess, but also to see all the problems that a platform holding 99% of the PC gaming market can cause." He later said, "Reality is what it is, and we won't change it, so we may as well accept everything, take a breath, and move forward." As of now, there are no public updates on how the daily deal performed, but Planet Centauri is still available on Steam, so hopefully the daily deal spot on Steam and the attention from this story will help get the game into the hands of the people who wishlisted it all those years ago. The The player count has been rising over the past few days and has already passed its peak from the launch in 2024, and if it keeps up, it could very well pass its all-time player count from 9 years ago. What makes this so concerning is that this bug didn't just affect this one game. Those said it affected fewer than 100 games since 2015, but we don't know what those other games were, or how badly their launches were also damaged. For all we know, there are dozens to hundreds of other developers out there who missed this new email from Valve and are still wondering what went wrong with their game.